Hi everybody, it's Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path, and I have a very special video for you today. This is my buddy read review with Heather of the all-time classic, Wuthering Heights. Now, I know that what you're thinking. You're thinking, Wuthering, Wuthering, Wuthering Heights, Heathcliff. Yes, the Kate Bush song that probably just irritated you enough to turn this video off. I hope not. I hope not. Wuthering Heights. I haven't watched Heather's video yet. I know that it's come out, but I haven't watched Heather's video yet. But I wanted to. I'm not going to watch it yet. I'm going to do my video and then watch hers. Okay, so this is Emily Bronte, sister to Charlotte. And let me get to a copyright date on this. Copyright. When is the copyright? Oh, well, let's see. I know she died in 1848, but that doesn't help us. Let's see. Well, I don't know. I don't know when it was written. It was written before she died. So before 1848. Sorry, I should have this. Watch Heather's video for all the stats. She's a much better stat person than I am. I'm a gut person. She's a stat person. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Wuthering Heights. Okay, first off, hands down, flat out, it's a masterpiece. This is a masterpiece. Jane Eyre is still my favorite book of all time, but this is a better book than Jane Eyre. It's very harsh. It's very intriguing. We have hints of the supernatural. We have Heathcliff, who is out to ruin everyone who has ever been mean to him ever. And it's just simply amazing. I whizzed through it. And let me give you the premise of it. I'll kind of give you a brief outline. So you have Kathy and Hindley, who are brother and sister, and they live in Wuthering Heights. And their father goes on vacation, or he goes on a business trip or something like that. And he brings back what can only be described, they call him kind of a gypsy child, but they actually say that he's dark. So there's been a lot of controversy about this, but Heathcliff is actually part black, in my opinion. In my opinion, he is at least partially African-American. He may not be totally African-American, but partially African-American. And I was thinking there was one part in here that I could read to you about when he got a little older, he was wearing an earring, but maybe I imagine that. Heather will have to tell me if I imagine that. Anyway, so the father brings him back in order to what? We don't really know. Is it really to help out around the house? Does he feel sorry for him? Does he want to save him? And that part was a little murky for me. It was a little unclear. But Hindley is the brother, and he is super cruel to Heathcliff. He's very cruel to Heathcliff. And Kathy can be kind of cruel to Heathcliff, but also very nice to him. And so the story, as the story goes along, it's really like two books. You have the before Kathy dies. Oops, spoiler alert. Before Kathy dies, and then after Kathy dies. And it's really, really interesting. Before Kathy dies, so Kathy is headstrong, and she's wild, and she's very tomboyish. And the moors, it all takes place on the moors, which I think is like in Yorkshire. I'm not exactly sure. Again, that would be more of a Heather thing than my thing. But it takes place on the moors. And Kathy at one point talks about having this dream where she dies and goes to heaven, but she longs for the moors so much that she cries and cries and cries, and the angels throw her down. And they throw her back down on the moors, and she is so happy that she's not in heaven because she wants to be on the moors. I mean, this is what we're talking about, people. We're talking about some seriously messed up people. Not that I think that not wanting to go to heaven is seriously messed up, but I mean, there are words in this book that I was shocked at, like slut, and there's beatings of women, a lot of misogyny in it. Heathcliff goes off. So Heathcliff and Kathy grow up together, and they become very good friends, and they're very close and everything like that. And Heathcliff goes off and makes his fortune, and we don't know how he makes his fortune. I think there's another book out there. My mother told me there was another book out there where it imagines him being a slaver, that would be up his alley to be a slaver. But the book never tells us. In the meantime, Kathy has married Edgar Linton, who is not the most masculine of guys you're ever going to meet. Edgar is very sensitive, and he's kind. He's a kind man. He's not a horrible person, but he's not a good match for Kathy because Kathy just overruns him. And so they have a child, and the child's name is Catherine. It's a little baby girl. And the child, Kathy, our Heathcliff's Kathy, dies in childbirth. And so all of this is being told to us by Nellie. And Nellie is an old housekeeper. And I guess I should have backed up and said at the beginning of the book, there's a guy, I think his name is Eastwood, and he comes to rent Thrush Grange, which is where Edgar and his sister Isabella lived back in the day. So we got two houses. We got Wuthering Heights and we got Thrush Grange. And I'll talk about those in a minute. Anyway, the book I thought was just a masterpiece. I thought it was a masterpiece. And it's very much like Shakespeare to me, the way that Emily Bronte could make these multifaceted characters, the brutality of them, the kindness of them. Just shocking stuff happens during the book. A lot of shocking stuff happens during the book. And I kept those pages turning. I couldn't get enough of it. Will I read it again? Probably not, because I don't have any more surprises in it. But when I was reading it for the first time with Heather, total surprise on just about every page. Total surprise. Let me take a seltzer break. I gotta take a seltzer break. Okay, so moving along with my analysis of the story, towards the end of the book, so Kathy dies, and when Kathy dies, Heathcliff says, "My soul has died." So in a way, he becomes a ghost, a living ghost. But damn it, he's cruel. I mean, he is one cruel guy. My favorite character in the book is Harrington. I think his name is Harrington. And he is Hindley. Remember Hindley, the brother? So the brother of Kathy has, Heathcliff has come back and has made his fortune, and Hindley has spiraled down into alcoholism and gambling. And so he basically throws Wuthering Heights away to Heathcliff. And Heathcliff lets it sort of decay, and there's lots of dogs around, and you really get that sense of that feralness that I think that she wanted to bring out. It's an amazing, amazing read. It's something that after you read it, you'll never forget it. And I personally feel changed by it. Yeah, I do. I feel changed by it. So Heather and I came up with these questions, and we sent each other questions, and these are the questions that Heather sent me. Number 1, if a friend asked you whether or not they should read Wuthering Heights, would you recommend it? If not, why? It has to be a friend that would get it, because if you're somebody who likes very surface level things and is not, that's no problem, but doesn't want to delve deep into the human psyche, I would say skip it. But if you're someone who is really interested or really a fan of the play Hamlet, then I would definitely read it, because as I said before, comparing it with Shakespeare, it's very multifaceted, and it's not a love story. Let's make that clear right now. And how anyone could have thought it was a love story, even the first time they read it, no way. I don't see it at all. I don't see how they ever thought it was a love story. Okay, name the character you like the best and the character you dislike the most, and give reasons. The character I liked the best was Hindley's son, Hareton, Hareton, I don't know how exactly you would pronounce that. But anyway, he is born of Hindley and Hindley's wife, and I think Hindley's wife dies. She either dies in childbirth or she dies like a year later. She's not a strong person. And the childbirth just really knocked her to her knees. And so Heathcliff takes Hareton on, but as a servant, and just to be cruel to Hindley, and makes him muck out the stables and makes him, do all sorts of horrible things, everything like that. Never teaches him how to read, keeps him in dirty, filthy clothes, and keeps him down deliberately to get back at Hindley. But towards the end of the book, the young Catherine, who's Cathy's daughter, the young Catherine has befriended him, taught him to read, cleaned him up. He never loses his dignity. He never breaks a sweat. He takes what they give him, and it's painful to watch. It's painful to watch because Catherine, the daughter of Cathy, is so cruel to him at some points, but he takes it and he bears up under it, and then he becomes a gentleman. She really transforms him with her love. She really transforms him, but it's not a love story. I don't think it's a love story. Okay, and the character I disliked the most, I would have to say, was Heathcliff. I disliked Heathcliff the most because he was cruel for the sake of being cruel. I mean, you can kind of argue, well, he suffered a lot as a child and everything like that. And yes, that's true. That's undeniably true. But I mean, he is slapping women around and throwing them to the ground. And like I said, what he does with Hareton, and it's just so violent. And I was not expecting it to be that violent. It's violent physically, it's violent emotionally, it's violent mentally. It's just a violent book. So Heathcliff, did not like Heathcliff at all. Okay, in your opinion, was Wuthering Heights a love story? Absolutely 100% not. There was a little bit of showing of love towards the very end. But is the overall book a love story? No. It's a story about revenge and hatred and betrayal is what it's about. Okay. Do you think Heathcliff was destined to be evil or made evil? I think he was made evil. I think that when you're a child and you're brought into a family and the way that family treats you defines your character. Because the Benedictines always say, give me a boy until he's 6 and I will show you the man. And so those really early years of Heathcliff when he was at Wuthering Heights, those really early years really showed how he suffered And yeah, I think he was made evil. I don't think he was born evil. I think he was made evil. Okay, do you think the supernatural happenings described in the novel were exactly that? And if so, do you think Heathcliff and Catherine are happy or unhappy ghosts? I think the supernatural happenings were done in an excellent way. I think they were not overdone. It was always hinted at. It wasn't overtly, oh, there's a wisp going across the room, that must be Kathy, or anything like that. I think it was because Heathcliff has a change of character towards the end of the book. He has a change of character, and we don't know why. He just goes out walking on the moors late at night, and he comes back kind of a different man. I think he ran into Kathy, and I think Kathy gave him the what for. And this would have been after she had passed. But I think that they're very happy ghosts, happy to be together. I think they're wandering the moors. I think they're rolling and playing and looking through windows at people. And I think they wish happiness on their progeny. I do. I think they wish happiness on their progeny because they have now passed into a realm, my opinion, they have now passed into a realm where none of the other stuff mattered. It's all over now. It's no more hurt. It's no more pain. I think they are very happy ghosts. So I've always been a shorter reviewer than Heather has, but I'm going to end my review with saying, if you haven't read it, read it. Read it and let me know. If you have read it, let me know in the comments. If you haven't read it, let me know in the comments. And let me tell you, it's nothing like the movie. If you've seen the movie with Sir Laurence Olivier, nothing like it. Nothing like it. Anyway, that's all I have to say, and I will check you later.